Hey friends, happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm here for episode 2 of Energy Shift with Erin. I'm super excited to be here. Eventually, I will do these live, but I'm testing right now. I just finally figured out how to put my actual banner on here that has my little Energy Shift logo on there. So we're getting there. I thought I was good at technology, but then Katie introduced me to this whole new platform, which I actually really love. It's really, really great. And you can add all kinds of fun things. And they've been super helpful getting me up and rolling. So I hope that you caught the first episode of the series. We're setting some wellness foundations. And yesterday on Monday, actually, I asked, what was your biggest stressor of the week? And a lot of people, like overwhelmingly so, said Mondays. So I decided I was going to talk about ways that we can make the Sunday night scaries go away or make Mondays a little bit easier so you feel less overwhelmed during your week. You can prioritize your overall wellness and you can feel like Monday is a good day. First of all, we have to reframe our thought patterns when it comes to Monday. If they feel chaotic, we need to start preparing ourselves on Sunday so that we can have a little bit of calm, a little bit of ease, and get into our week in an intentional capacity so that you don't feel as overwhelmed on Mondays. And I have some ideas for you. The first one is fun. So on Mondays, I want you to come up with something that you can look forward to. So here's the thing. This is what we do to ourselves during the week and then on the weekends. We overgrind, overwork, overstress all week long, and then we're looking forward to the weekends. And we don't allow ourselves any flexibility or anything to look forward to during the week. We're just in full on grind mode. If we start to think about things a little bit differently, how we approach our weekdays, you are going to feel a lot less stressed. You're going to have a lot less overwhelm, and you will have a lot less of an issue making it to Monday. So here's what we're going to do first. I want you to pick one thing that you can look forward to do on Mondays. It can be small. Your favorite podcast, that's the day you listen to it. Your favorite meal that you cook easily, instead of making it on Thursday or on Wednesday or whatever, make it Monday night. Have something that we're looking forward to on Monday. If Mondays feel chaotic, take time Sunday to prepare for the week. What we like to do is pre-prep our meat. We don't do these elaborate like meal prep things in the pretty containers. All we do is grill a ton of chicken and a ton of beef. Sometimes we'll make rice, but that's about it. So then we have our protein sources prepared for the week. So if you need to come home on Monday and just throw together some easy tacos, heat up some corn tortillas, throw a little meat on there, it's already cooked, some cheese, cut up some avocado and veggies or just salsa and Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt, by the way, is just like sour cream, and you don't even have to worry about it with as far as calories and stuff are concerned. Tastes exactly the same. You get more protein and you're going to get more bang for your buck nutrient wise. So swap the sour cream for plain Greek yogurt. You will thank me later. But set yourself up for success on Sundays. Another thing I want you to do is practice a wind down routine on Sunday evenings. Start practicing this with your kids. They will feel less chaotic during the week. Let's get our outfits for Monday for the kids picked out on Sunday night. Make sure that let them pick their shirt, let them pick their shorts or pants, let them put their shoes out, put their socks out, so they know exactly what they're going to wear and they can get themselves dressed at that age while you prep meals, lunches, get breakfast ready, that kind of thing. And you are going to have something that you look forward to every single Monday. And I want you to think about what this is and comment wherever you are. Let me know what it is. Send me a message so that I can help hold you accountable to it. Maybe it's just like I don't know, reading a magazine, reading your favorite book. There's a lot of things that you could do, or maybe it's like a fun treat that you can look forward to. Like, we think we have to fit all of this fun shit onto the. Sorry, don't. I hope you don't mind my language, but into the weekends. But what if Monday we took the kids out for ice cream? You have something to look forward to. They have something to look forward to. We're like, we're going to start the week out with something happy, something together, something that like is going to bring us all a little bit of joy. And then we know we're going to get to the end of the day and we're going to go out for ice cream. We're going to go out for a walk to the park, anything like that. Like, I know that you don't have a lot of time, but I would imagine you could fit something fun into your Monday routine that the kids will appreciate too. And then they don't feel this overwhelming sense of stress and urgency like you do on Mondays. Because again, when I asked this question, almost like 3/4 of you said the most stressful part of your week is Monday. And that usually has to do with one, we like try to fit too many fun things in on the weekends. And then the weekdays are like, ugh, we have to start this all over again. And we don't have anything prepped for the week. So take a little bit of time to get yourself prepped for the week, get your groceries in the house, maybe make the kids lunch meals on Sunday evening instead of Monday morning. Make your life easier. The thing is, you guys, we make somewhere between like, I don't know, 7 to 10,000 decisions or more a day. That number might be wrong. I looked it up once, but I forgot what it was. And those decisions cause massive fatigue. And that is why Mondays are hard for people, because we are faced with the weekday decisions again. What am I going to have for breakfast? What am I going to have for lunch? How many times am I going to hit snooze? How am I going to get the kids to school? What am I going to make for dinner? I'm trying to eat healthy. When am I going to get to the gym? All of those things are setting you up for a lot of anxiety and a lot of overwhelm on Monday. Here's another trick for you. So if you are a gym person, if you are a worker out or if you work out at home, it doesn't really matter. Start your week on Sunday. This is something that my client, her name is Jen. This wasn't my idea. This was her idea. Her end of week is chaotic. And so she started her workout week, like, whereas my workout week would start on Monday, her workout week starts on Sunday. So she already has her first workout done. So if Monday is crazy and she needs to take that day off from the gym, she still has Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday to get the rest of her workouts in. That self-care time for her, it's already done. A day off on Sunday, your husband is probably home. He can stay with the kids for 30, 45, 60 minutes while you hit the gym, and that it's already done for the week. So start your workout week on Sunday and allow that to be day one for the week. We have to mitigate the overwhelm of the Monday scaries or the Sunday scaries going into the work week. Now, some people had mentioned bosses that were kind of sucky. There's not much what we can do about that, but I'm going to help you with this, okay? This is what I'm going to help you with. If you have somebody in your life that is stressing you out, like a boss or somebody that you can't really control, but you have to be around, here's how we're going to reframe how we think about that person. That person is probably more overwhelmed than you are, and they do not have the emotional capacity to channel their stress in a positive way. Basically, that person is behaving like a 8 to 10-year-old child. They say that we stop developing our ability to process emotion if we don't work on it around 8 to 10 years old. So what you have to think about, if you are developed beyond that, and I would imagine a lot of people are, if somebody isn't, if they're constantly bringing negativity into your life, if they're constantly making your life harder, it's because they are having a hard time processing their own emotions and stuff that's going on. So let's start picturing them as an 8-year-old. We're going to have a little bit more patience. Now, it doesn't mean that it isn't frustrating. It doesn't mean that it's not unfair that they're rude to you or snappy or make you feel a certain kind of way on Monday. But what it is a developmental delay. And if you start thinking about it in that capacity, you have more power over it. So you get to decide how you are going to react to that particular individual, not the other way around. Oftentimes when we have people in our lives that are challenging, we feel like we have to react to their reactions, when it's actually the opposite. We need to react to our own reactions based on their behavior. We are going to manage how we respond. So I'm going to give you an example in my life. My sister, huge pain in the ass. Every time I don't speak to her that much anymore because it's always a struggle. Every time I would go to see her, it was always me going out of my way to go visit her, to go to her events, to go to her kids' birthday parties, that kind of thing. And it was always delayed. She would leave town. Like, I drove to Tucson one Christmas. She left town and went to Phoenix. So I was just like left in Tucson by myself from Flagstaff. So I had been working on this with my own mental health professional for the past year to understand where I have power. So knowing that your boss is going to act a certain way, you are going to decide how you are going to react in your capacity to override that. So for my example, it's this. If I were to go visit my sister, I know that she's going to leave. She's going to be late. She's going to do something that interrupts the plan that we had, even if it's weeks long. And so I am going to make sure that I do something to make myself taken care of and happy that will override her being annoying. What that would look like is, okay, so she lives in Camp Verde now. She's not in Tucson anymore. But let's say I'm going to visit her in Camp Verde. I get almost there and she's like, well, we're still in Sedona grocery shopping. Like, well, I'm almost at your house. What the heck am I supposed to do? I'm just going to sit outside your house. I start getting annoyed. That's my, like, yes, it's annoying. But it's my responsibility to override my annoyance. So instead, I'm going to find a restaurant or a gym or a museum or something along those lines that I want to see, and I'm going to hit that up first. And then I'm going to go to my sister's house so she can take her time doing her thing. And I'm going to go have fun doing my thing. Like, I found this museum in town. I'm just going to go there for 30, 45 minutes and I'll come over afterwards. I might not even tell her, you guys, because she'll probably use that as an excuse to do whatever she's doing longer. And so that way I'm happy. And then I go over to her house. We meet up at 30, 45 minutes or an hour after we were supposed to meet up, which is always what happens anyway. And I would be enraged. And now it's like, no, I'm going to go hang out at the Mexican food place, get some chips and salsa, have a margarita, enjoy my afternoon, and then I'll see you when I see you. Because this is constant behavior from her. So you can apply this same philosophy to your boss. Let's just say that your boss is super grumpy every Monday morning and they want you to do X and X and X, and you cannot keep up with it, or whatever, whatever the case may be. I used to have this boss who had these like extremely unrealistic expectations. So what I did was on Friday, or it was at a restaurant. So usually I was off, gosh, I don't remember. It was like I was off Wednesday, Thursday. But so on Tuesday, I would get a bunch of shit done because Tuesday is usually a slower day, and I would save it. And then when I returned to work on my Monday, so this could be your Monday, I would start the conversation. This is what I have done. I have this and this and this and this. She backs off because even though she has a list of her own things that need to get done, she also has a list of things that I have prioritized. They might be some stuff on her list, they might not, but these things are all completed. And so she, like, I didn't even give her the opportunity to have a reaction, to be salty towards me, to have a projection that I wasn't doing the work I was supposed to be doing. Of course I was. And of course you are. And of course you deserve a weekend. So Friday, before you leave work, prioritize, or even Thursday, whatever your slower day, don't say shit about it. Don't turn it in, don't whatever, have it done. And so then when you come in on Monday, we're going to present that to her like, so this is what I've been working on. This is what I've been thinking. So you come across as super competent, like you've been working all weekend. You weren't. And her defense is going to come backwards. And even if it doesn't, you're ahead of the game anyway. So this is how we start to reframe the narrative. And if we allow ourselves to decide that we have the power in a lot of these situations, which you do, even in your employment relationship, you have that power. We just don't think that we do. I thought I didn't have the power with my sister because she was just going to show up whenever the heck she felt like it, when I could have been making different plans the whole time. And then she shows up when she feels like it, or I come in later and I'm the one that's late, whatever the case may be. Whatever is causing you to have stress, whatever is causing you to have anxiety, whatever is causing you to be overly annoyed with people, like, you need to decide how you are going to behave so that you don't feel annoyed by it, and so that you feel like you have the power of control over the person or the situation that's annoying. We do that with food. This is a huge thing that I teach my clients. Our decision fatigue takes over, and that's why we tend to have this chaotic relationship with food. If you stop that in its tracks, like let's say you want to lose body fat, but your days are crazy, you don't know how to meal plan, we just start by eating similar things and making sure they're ready. Like for me, Greek yogurt with berries and nuts for breakfast, a sandwich with chips and a side of vegetables for lunch, or a salad. And dinner is usually like a taco bowl. I make Alfredo with cottage cheese. So it's like a high protein Alfredo, or tacos, or fish with a side of rice and veggies. I kind of repeat those same meals, those same 4 meals over and over again. I also plan out my nights out. Friday night is date night. Unless we're doing something or not in town on Fridays, every Friday night we go out to either steak or pizza. It's planned. And this is the other thing. If you find yourself really annoyed, like you want to go out to eat on a weekend with the kids, the family, the husband, and your husband will not make a decision, you have to override that. So start on Monday. It's like, okay, so we're going out to dinner on Friday night. I want to go to either this pizza place or this burger place. Which one do you want? And then you get to it on Friday and he says, I think I want burgers. Or like, we're just going to burgers. And then you don't have this battle with yourself or with your spouse or with your kids. It's like, no, we decided on Tuesday that burgers were what we were having for our Friday night meal out. If that's something that your family does. These are once you start seeing these things, once you start, like, the things that annoy you, you override them, you take control. It's not like we have to go get burgers on Friday. It's like, no, I'm kind of thinking about one of these 2 or 3 things. It's going to be approached in a way that you're asking him his opinion. So he thinks he made the decision. That's the thing, especially with dudes, you guys, that you make them think that they have the decision. And your boss, that was like my game changer with my boss, was kind of making her think that these things were her ideas. I'm like, what do you know, these are the things that I did. And then I had some questions that would allow her to put input in. So she thinks that she is coming up with the ideas. She is allowing herself to have control over her business or her management or whatever. And you look like a rock star because you put this thought into it. And even if you're your own boss, override yourself. Get yourself ahead of the game. I do a little work on Saturday and Sunday, not a lot, but I want to be ahead of the game. And I'll tell you the other thing that I do, because I'm a nutrition coach, I'm a nutritionist and a personal trainer. If I have to write programs for my clients, I make sure they're all done Friday night, because I don't want to have to deal with it on Monday morning, because that's going to make me feel chaotic. They are ready to go and they are set on Friday, non-negotiable every single Friday. And the other thing that I do is I block my call schedule on Fridays. And I know not everybody's going to be able to do all of this stuff. It depends on your job. But if you're watching this and you want me to help you troubleshoot these things, I'm more than happy to do so. Because if we start understanding that we are far more in control than what we think that we are, and that it is our personal relationships that are causing this problem, this stress, this stopping point, and we take control and our power back in what we are able to do, your life is going to get a lot less stressful. Your Mondays are going to be a lot less daunting, and then the rest of the week feels more calm as well. You can do that. And it's hugely powerful. Okay, so I'm going to end this here pretty soon, but I have 2 book recommendations that I want you to check out. One of them you've probably seen everywhere because it's huge right now. It's Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Game changer. Listen, read, whatever. I listened to it. I like to listen and walk. So read it. And The Courage to Be Disliked. Both of those are going to help you understand the power of control that you have over your personal relationships and how you are allowing them to stress you out, and how you can override that by taking control in your capacity so that you don't continue to be stressed out every single Monday, every single Sunday night, getting ready for the week. We have control over these things. And once you decide that you do and start to implement these little strategies. And again, if you need help, this is something that I do with a lot of my clients. I'll tell you another one. I have a client who has a special needs daughter, and they got her into the habit of going out to eat every Friday and Saturday night. Well, this particular individual has a body composition goal. She wants to lose body fat. Well, going out to eat in the way that they were doing it was not conducive to her goals. And she kept saying, well, we take our daughter out to eat, that it's part of her schedule. So here's how we control it. The kid doesn't care if it's going out to eat. She just wants to go do something. So instead, we're picking an activity. What do you want to do? Let's say her name is Judy. It's not her name. I'm changing her name for anonymity purposes. For Judy, okay. Instead of going out to eat every Friday and Saturday night and blowing up my health and wellness goals, do you want to go ice skating? Do you want to go to the park? Do you want to go to Target and pick out a new board game? Do you want to order pizza in and all have a slice of pizza, but then eat a salad with chicken, or whatever the case may be? Give her those choices. She feels like she has a choice. So it's not just like, no, Judy, we're not going out to eat on Friday and Saturday night anymore because mom wants to eat healthier. No, we're going to make things fun for her and less stressful for you. If you get to a place where you start to reinvent the narrative in the things that stress you out, the things that are annoying to you, the things that you feel like are such structural parts of your life, you can override them. You just have to determine which ways that you can do it. Like, because we get snappy with each other, right? Like another example before I jump off of here, I have a client who was fighting with her husband about food that they had in the house. She did not want to eat this food, but her husband wouldn't stop buying it. And it's like, in my opinion, it is not an adult's responsibility to comply with your health and wellness goals. Do you have to accommodate your children? Absolutely. But we do not have to accommodate our husbands. We don't. If they're not going to eat what you're cooking, they can cook for themselves. But on the same spectrum, they do not have to accommodate yours. So if they want cookies in the house, this is what I told her to do. I was like, have him put his cookies on the top shelf. She's short like me, 5'4", where he can reach them, but you can't. And if you want one, you're going to have to go to the garage, get out the step stool, climb up on the cabinets, you're putting barriers in place. It's like, do you really want cookies that bad? Probably not. Same thing with a client who was over consuming cake. Her daughter liked cake. They buy cake every week. She had it on the counter. She would cut herself a little slice every time she went into the kitchen. She wasn't losing the body fat she wanted to lose. I was like, girl, go put the cake outside on top of the refrigerator in your garage. If you go out, you can have a piece of cake, but you can't have 7. So you go out when it's time to have the piece of cake, grab it, take it down, give yourself a reasonable slice, put it back up there, and it's out of sight, out of mind. This is how we take control of the narrative. This is how we start to reduce stressors. This is how we make Mondays magical, less scary. Yes, it's always going to be a bummer to go back into the work week. I get it. But if you decide that you have power over the narrative, you are going to find that it's a lot less daunting. You're going to have a plan going into Monday to deal with your boss or the meeting or whatever the case may be that you already handled the week before. You're going to have food prepared so you're not starving and ravenous and cranky. You're going to eliminate drinking on Sunday nights so you sleep better. There's a lot of things that we can do to control our own narrative so we're rested, so we're well, and so we are in control of the situation. And ladies, I know you're strong enough to do that. You're raising kids, you're working, you're doing all these things, you're taking care of a household. You can control the situation. You just think that you don't have control over it because somebody else is your boss or whatever the case may be. You just need little tweaks to reduce those stressors and make your life a little bit easier. So when you wake up on Monday morning, it's like you just do your normal Monday morning routine, but it's not like you have to catch up on a bunch of stuff from the week before. You already have the stuff to present to your boss. You already have your kids' lunches prepared. You have your breakfast ready to go. Your kids' clothes are set up and ready, so they're getting themselves dressed, and you can just breathe. You don't have to be scared of Mondays. Just prepare a little bit ahead of time. And if you do that, you're going to feel like a powerful baddie that I know that you are. And that's the thing is we don't think that we have power, but we actually have more power than we think. And once you realize that, everything becomes easier. Take control. Yes, there are situations that you can't control, but there are more situations that you can. So get those books, get them on Audible, or if you're a legit book reader, like you like the book, the actual book. I don't know why I could not articulate that. Get the book, Let Them Theory, The Courage to Be Disliked. I'm telling you, game changers, life changers. You will love them. They talk about exactly what I was talking about today in the longer form context. It will help you with every single stressful situation in your life, especially when it has to deal with other people, interpersonal relationships, animals, kids, husbands, bosses, friends, all of that stuff. And it really taught me that it was never them the whole time. It was me reacting to them, and I could take control of myself. And I'm telling you, the power that it gave me is unmatched. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you're loving the energy shifts. If you have any topics you want me to cover, I do nutrition, I do mindset, I do routine, I do stress, I do exercise, I do all of that stuff. I would love to help you out and give you the opportunity to learn on these Tuesday shows that I'm going to be doing every single week. Shoot me a DM. Let's get to know each other. Let's troubleshoot. And if we feel like we need to have a longer conversation, I could even have you on the show. We can chat back and forth, or I can just explain longer on these videos, these shows that I'm going to be doing every week. So you guys all have a fantastic week. It's an honor and a privilege to get to be here, and we will see you next week.